Hello, everybody. Trying to distill what's to be learned about another experience that I just had. After my last post about banking and my frustration about it, I used the word I felt raped. And a woman contacted me shortly after, completely in her trigger and projecting, and said, I need to talk to you, but I have to get you to agree that you won't talk about it on a live. And initially I agreed. But once I spoke to the woman was completely irrational, and she was trying to take my power and to demand that I stop using that word and it belonged to women, and she needed it more than I did. And I said, well, what word do you expect me to use? And she says, violated. And I'm like, well, in my verbiage, those are exactly the same things. But what really stung is the lack of integrity that was in that request. Like to say, hey, I don't want you to talk about this. And then to use that to go underneath our agreements and basically then attack me for what I said. And she was being really nice and polite about it, but I was not allowed to use that word in any way, shape, or form. And that was the only thing that was going to make her happy. And she was trying to victimize me. And I'm standing up against it here right now. And I want people that are really seeing and getting triggered by other people to own the trigger for themselves. Go inside, examine it before you start fucking taking the fires out and burning to the ground the people that maybe triggered you. And it was involuntarily. I wasn't speaking towards women in any way, shape, or form in my post. But the fact that then to take my power away and use my integrity against me to not allow me to express my dissatisfaction at being attacked in this way after I'm already having a very bad day. And she was being so polite about it, but she was deeply in her wound. And she was being polite about it and wanted to make sure that nobody else heard about it so that she wouldn't have to own it. And I'm going to honor the confidentiality of the person by not giving names or anything of the sort. But the fact that my being attacked by this way, by the bank, and then a woman feeling justified to attack me for the words I used in describing it is unacceptable. And yes, she can own her thoughts, but to have to project them at me and to call me directly and try and make it sound like she was trying to make me better some way and that I needed this justification to be a better person, no fucking way. What I feel is what I feel. And if you don't agree with it, then go speak on your own post about it. But don't come to me and tell me I'm wrong or I should do better or I owe it to people. It's yours. It's yours. The frustration that I'm feeling about this is mine. And I'm not stating the person's name or anything of the sort, but I'm saying I will not accept that energy in direct at me. Anybody that really knows me, I don't stand for rape or violation of women or denigration of women in any way, shape, or form. That word is used and can be used in regard to men and in situations like this where power is taken and violations are made of a person's integrity and other things. And as a man, this is tantamount, what the bank tried to do to me is tantamount to some of those things that happen to a woman. It's a violation of our body and our integrity and who we are as a being. And it may not be understood from a feminine perspective how that feels to have somebody to take your ability to be secure, to give and make money and to meet your obligations, etc., and then take it away and then use lies to fucking tear you to the ground. Not acceptable. I take that to the same level as a man talking a woman into sexuality and then taking her body from her in this violating way. Men don't have that same experience because we're physical and maybe fight and other things. But when that is done energetically and emotionally, it happens all the time, and it's used to tear us down. And I won't stand for it anymore. For anybody, for men or women or anybody. So this word is basically saying no more. And it doesn't belong to any one gender or any one person or any one type of violation or whatever. She kept telling me it has to be to do with sexuality. Well, yeah, that's one form of it. Women do it all the time to men in a different way, emotionally and physically, and other things. So this word does not empower or give more wound or more whatever to any one gender. So, and the only reason I shared this, even though I said I wouldn't, but I meant specifically to confidentiality of using the name, which I haven't. But when she became out of integrity when she started explaining what she was explaining, and it got to the point that I had to hang up the call on her because she was not being sensical, then I got angry and I got frustrated, and I don't have to be part of that, and I don't have to let that into my energy, and I will not be put down by women in that way, that my denigration, in these ways is not equivalent in some way, shape, or form. And if you disagree with it, go trigger with it and go sit with it. But men have sat with this far too long, where it's okay and women own the pain and the suffering, but men are the causes of it all. Fuck off. Not true. Women are just as ball busting and dark as men can be. And I just felt completely and totally assaulted by a woman who thought she was doing good and thought she was speaking light to a light worker and all this kind of stuff, and I won't accept it. I'm sad. I'm smashed today with all this crap, and I'm fed up. So if you want to come and project at me, you're gone. Because I'm going through some shit, and it hurts, and it's not fun. Go deal with your own shit, and we can all get through this together. I love you. I thank you. Go look inside before you project on me. Thank you. Goodbye.